Confused about the cleanse craze and can't seem to get it right?
Many of you say you don't lose weight, and a good number complain that they're too expensive.
See what everyone gets wrong and how to fix it with the only cleanse you'll ever need. Then, actress Marilu Henner.
I'm 63. I tell people my age all the time.
You can't look any better.
Thank you.
How she stays slim and fit for life.
So what is the #1 anti-aging beauty secret?
Coming up next.
Will save lives today.
You guys ready to get healthy?
You know, I've never been very good at keeping secrets when it comes to your health anyway. And today's show is all about the secrets we've uncovered to get us healthy and happy. First up, I've got the cleanse craze. And everyone's talking about them, especially this time of year. We're going to reveal the secrets to making a cleanse work and give you the only cleansing plan you may ever need. Then, from ordering the dressing on the side to blotting the top of your pizza, we've got the truth about some of the most popular diet shortcuts out there. And finally, ageless beauty Marilu Henner is telling us her secret to staying slim and young. So let's start with the cleanse. It's about that time where a lot of you may, just may, have fallen off your weight loss plan. What better way to right your wrongs than by going on a cleanse, right? Cleanses can be a great way to jumpstart or reboot your diet. But the problem is, most of us are doing them all wrong. Take a look.
Today, juice cleanses are more popular than ever. What once seemed like a celebrity fad is now a $5 billion business. But even with the cleanse craze hitting a critical mass, many of you are complaining they're leaving you cranky, craving food, and throwing your dollars down the drain, but not your pounds. Are these cleanses overpromising and under-delivering? We wanted to take a closer look to see what many of you may be getting wrong about cleansing. To bust the myths you may still believe. For instance, you're convinced cleansing shrinks your stomach, right? Wrong. Or that cleansing helps you lose weight. Wrong. At the very least, cleansing guarantees you long-lasting energy, right? Wrong again. But is there one cleanse that actually works? Yes. Today, jumpstart your way to healthy with the only cleanse you'll ever need.
I put a poll up on DrOz.com and asked you for your biggest complaints when it comes to cleanses. Most of you complain that you feel hungry and angry. In other words, hangry when you're cleansing. Many of you say you don't lose weight, and a good number complain that they're too expensive. So I get it, I really do. Cleansing sounds like a pain, but not if they're done right. I'm going to show you how to get the most out of your cleanse, and you won't go home broke or starving. It's all the things you want. So I've asked some ladies who are devoted to juice cleanses to join us today. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate you being here. So, who here feels like they're starving when they're on a cleanse? A lot of folks. Just hungry or angry and hungry?
Angry and hungry.
Yeah. And who do you lash out at?
And my husband.
Of course. You get hungry a lot too?
I'm always hungry, always angry, and starving. And like her, my husband has taken note of that.
What's your first name?
Melanie.
Come up here, Melanie. Let me show you the problem. The reason everyone is starving is because you're taking the fiber out when you juice. And you need that fiber, right? That fiber is going to stabilize everything that's going on inside your body and give you sort of the sustained energy, literally, the sugar that you're going to need. Right. And the reason, of course, is when you juice. Go ahead, let's do this together. You run that part, I'll run this part.
All right.
You take these apples, which have skin, which has fiber, or carrots may have this little bit of a stem or the skin as well. And you put them in there, and go ahead and put that in there.
All right.
When you do that, bad things happen in some ways and good things in others.
Okay.
You get all the juices here, which is what you want.
Right.
It's a lot of noise.
Yeah, it's quite noisy.
But and we never actually look in this side, do we?
No.
So let's do ourselves a favor. You look in here.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
We did a little experiment. We went to a local juice shop, just a small little juice shop here in New York. Some of my medical team there.
Right.
And look what they found, just from that one little shop.
Oh, my goodness.
This is what comes out.
Oh, my goodness.
From the juices. And look what we just got from our little apple and carrot experiment.
Wow.
Now, all this fiber becomes important because when you eat it the right way, you'd actually normally have the entire fruit.
Okay.
I get why we like juicing. It's a little sweeter. It's a little easier. You can get a ton of stuff into your body, all those nutrients. I get that. But you don't want to lose this. So I've got a little tip for everybody. I think we have it all wrong. I think we need to eat the juice pulp as well.
Okay.
Now, you're gonna take a big spoonful of this stuff?
Yeah, no.
No, right? Right. And by the way, it's great for other purposes too, but I want to suggest that we start making dishes. And I'm going to talk about a couple today, but this is just an example. This is guacamole.
My favorite.
Phil, go ahead and give it a taste, see what you like.
All right.
And I'm using some crackers that have a lot of fiber in them as well. Using these types of snacks in between your juices
really
will give you that sustained feeling of satiety you need, so you don't get angry at everybody, including your poor husband.
So sorry, honey.
Come on back. We'll share this with your colleagues.
All right.
We'll get back to this idea later on. The next thing you guys complained about had to do with not losing weight while you're on a cleanse. You think, my goodness, I'm working so hard, I'm doing all the right things, and still it's not coming off. So who was disappointed with their weight loss? And what happened in your life?
Well, I did a cleanse, and I was told I would lose about close to 10 pounds. Well, I was very excited after the cleanse to get on the scale because I felt very light, and I gained 3 pounds. So basically, it just made me fat.
You all sharing that experience? What's your first?
Tia.
Sir.
No, I'm not sharing that.
You-
I am not sharing that experience. I have never shared that experience, actually. I've been juicing for 25 years. You can actually get the pulp that you need from juicing by using the proper machines. So I really don't get hungry as much, and it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It is a lifestyle that you have to constantly live.
You're keeping the fiber in, a little bit of it anyway, in the food you're eating. So the purpose of this show is to get you all how to do the juicing the right way. I know they work. The question is, why don't they work for everybody? And I think they don't work a lot of times because they're not doing them the right way. We just heard about the fiber issue. I want to show you. So what's your first name?
Tia.
Tia, come on over. I'm going to show you a little something. The reason I think that you're actually gaining weight and not losing weight has to do with something you never would have expected.
Okay.
When you juice, you get sugar, right? And you get nutrients.
Yes.
But what you don't get is protein,
Okay.
right? Because you're taking it all out.
Exactly.
Whatever could have been there.
Yes.
And let's talk about how that affects your metabolism.
Okay.
So this is your metabolism, and you want to lose 10 pounds.
It's on fire.
It's on fire, which is good, but you need to really get that metabolism going in a big way in order to lose weight. So you get your juice, see there's fruits and veggies, you throw it in there, and look what happens. Nothing.
Nothing.
What you want is to build up the muscles in the body. You put the muscles, those big logs, which you do by adding protein to your juicing, and that creates the huge inferno that you desire. The muscles need to grow, and they're only going to do that if you're taking protein in. In fact, when you eat a diet that's mostly protein, you're going to grow those muscles faster, which is why your metabolism speeds up. And you end up being a lot more readily able to burn off calories.
Interesting. Okay.
And these are the kind of areas. So the question becomes, how do you get protein
Yes.
into a cleanse? Because if you're just having juices, as we just pointed out, there's not much there.
Exactly.
So I've got a thought.
Okay.
What kinds of soup do you like?
I love creamy soups. Creamy tomato, chicken corn chowder, anything that's creamy. I just love it.
Making me hungry.
I know. I'm hungry.
So I'm gonna give you a pea soup recipe.
Okay.
Peas have tons of protein. If you mash them up the right way, they get quite creamy. They're a fantastically tasting soup, and they have tons of protein.
Awesome.
So they're gonna give you all things you need. And I don't think you should think about juicing as only about little liquidy juices. You can get other forms of light foods, like soups, into your diet as well. They will also keep you full all day long, but they'll give you the food you need to burn your metabolism going.
Awesome.
All right, come on back.
Great.
So I'm gonna ask about one last little thing.
Okay.
The last thing has to do with a mistake we think about when we get to cleanses. I'm gonna ask a very honest question, and so maybe a little bit of an awkward question. Detoxing, you can have a seat there. Detoxing has to do with getting rid of all the bad stuff in your body. Your lungs help you, your liver helps you, your colon helps you. And a lot of folks are wasting a lot of effort, putting a lot of money into detoxing, and they're not actually detoxing all those elements because the body will do it by itself if you help it. So, personal question. I'll get my mic out. How was your poop today? Who wants to go first? You shouldn't have laughed.
I didn't poop today. I don't poop. I just poop roses.
Poop roses?
Truth.
Real roses?
Real roses. Roses and sometimes butterflies.
Oh my goodness. All right, so this is the big issue, right? If you're doing it right, your body should want to let that stuff come out of your body. You should be encouraging the poop to come out a little bit more frequently than normal, and maybe it won't look like a butterfly or a rose. So the best way to do that is actually probiotics. Probiotics will help make you a bit more regular. You're already feeding the bugs with the right foods in the juicing, but you want to give yourself the probiotics. So the last thing that you guys all complained about was money, and I get it. They can be expensive. So when we come back, I've got a cleanse that will do everything you want, keep you full, rev your metabolism, and boost your digestion as well as protecting your husbands from your hangriness, all for half the price of a typical cleanse.
Next, Falling off your diet or having a hard time starting one? We have a 3-day affordable cleanse, the only one you'll ever need.
There are so many options to choose from, and it was so easy.
Feel full and energized. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Coming up next.
HGTV's Property Brothers, Drew and Jonathan Scott. I actually memorized how to tell them apart. Drew's always in the tie.
I always wear the same shirt as you.
See how to make big health improvements to your home for under $10.
If you maintain your house properly, it costs you only a small maintenance fee as opposed to having to redo something major.
Then, can these dogs detect ovarian cancer?
A 90% accuracy rate is extraordinary.
All new Oz.
That's coming up tomorrow.
Are your floors putting you at risk? The health of your family started changing.
Watery eyes, nosebleeds.
Plus, the Zika virus. Is your bug spray safe and effective? We investigate. That's coming up Thursday on Dr. Oz.
At the start of the new year, we rolled out the Day Off Diet. Now, many of you have been on it, have hugely beneficial results while you're still enjoying the foods you love. But if you had trouble starting or you've fallen off, which happens, I've got a 3-day cleanse. It's the only cleanse you may ever need because it's a secret to kickstarting your way to healthy. Why? It's got fiber. That way you'll feel full all day long. You won't get the hungry, angry feeling we heard about earlier. It's got protein. It's going to rev your metabolism up so you won't gain weight, you'll lose weight on the cleanse. Probiotics, they're important. We talked about digestion. That's how you can match yourself up with the right way of cleaning out your insides because your body will do it for you if you just give it a little bit of the ammo, like the probiotics. And guess what? All this can be done for about half the price of a typical cleanse. Now, I've got 3 ladies here who put this idea to the test. They've been on the cleanse. The first is Maria. Thanks for being here. So why did you decide to go on the cleanse?
Well, my last cleanse left me hungry and unsatisfied. I lacked energy, and with 2 young children, it just wasn't cutting it. I need something to jumpstart me, and what I loved about your cleanse was that there are so many options to choose from, and it was so easy.
All right, so let's go through what these options are. I want you to show an example of how you'd make it. The first thing you want to do is to, if you do a cleanse the right way, you're able to eat it every day, but who wants to eat the exact same food every day? Nobody. Right? So you want some diversity. So I made this cleanse full of diversity. The first thing you have is fruits and veggies, obviously in every cleanse. And you got a ton of options here. Pretty much anything you might go out to the grocery store and get. Then you need a fat booster. That's going to help you with reducing inflammation. And also, I gave you coconut oil as an option because there's some studies showed that might even have burn some calories, which translates to some weight loss. And then don't forget the probiotics. You want that base, but you can get it from things besides pills. You can get it from kefir, yogurts, and kombuchas, many sources. So now you can mix and match. Mary, give us an example. What did you mix and match that you liked a lot?
I use fruit, spinach, and cucumbers. I use the mango for the fruit because I love that tropical sweetness. Yep. And then the spinach and cucumber I had on hand. For the fat booster, I use coconut oil, which is so flavorful. And for the probiotic base, I use Greek yogurt.
And you made something that you were able to adore.
Yes, it was so tasty and so easy.
Yeah, and you can mix it up again, which is again the whole benefit of this program. It looks sort of like this, no matter what you make, it looks green anyway. But you know the taste will be different. Thank you very much. All right, next up, if you don't have the opportunity to do it with the juicer, you can also use regular blender. I don't want you feeling you can't do a cleanse because you don't have one of those expensive little gizmos. Use regular old blenders, just takes a little longer, but it works as well. Michelle, you also tried the cleanse.
Yes, I did.
What'd you think about it?
I thought it was great because I actually juice on a regular basis, but I never really considered doing a juice cleanse because I figured if you're only getting juice, you're gonna be hungry, which leaves me grumpy, and so I never thought about it. But when this one came along, I was actually really excited because there was something to chew, and then you also were able to use the pulp, which is something I've always wanted to do because so much pulp is left over, and I've actually never found anything to do. But then you showed me these pulp bars, cookies. I actually made a granola one once, and then you can also do it in the cookie form, and they're great. I actually use like beet apple, some kale, and I think a little ginger.
Yep, and they're to die for, literally. I'm going to pass these around to the audience. I have all these recipes we're going to put up on Pinterest and also DrOz.com, but I'm going to point out something. You're all about having something chewy, because you appreciate deep down that fiber is part of a true cleanse. You don't eat a lot of solid food when you cleanse because you want to rest your intestines. I get that. It doesn't mean you can't have any of the good fiber, because the body can push it through pretty easily. It's not a big challenge for the body. Big steak's a little different story. But I think this is something we should be incorporating. And I love that you took all the stuff you normally toss away, and we have a whole bunch of different ideas how to turn them into snacks that can really make you feel happy. I'm sure your husband thanked me.
Oh, yes, he did. I'm definitely going to be making these more. And he ate them.
He ate them?
Yeah.
And didn't get yelled at about it. It's even better. All right. Let's move to lunch and dinner. For the last 2 meals of the day, I want to give you something warm and filling, but it has to have protein. So we've created 6 different cleansing soups. Alana's here. Which of these soups was your favorite?
I loved the sweet pea and the mint soup. It was light, refreshing, and it didn't weigh me down. I also loved the vegetable hot and sour soup. It was quite filling, and believe it or not, it kept me moving in the bathroom.
It did?
Yes.
I love when that happens. Make me so happy.
And I've had this problem for a while, and this solved it.
Have you been on the cleanse for a while?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. But you've lost the weight, I understand.
I did. I lost 30 pounds.
We're happy for it. Let's go through why this works real quick. The mint actually gives you more energy. They've done studies looking at athletes doing exercise, and they seem to perform at a higher level. The protein you have to have is the peas here. And this veggie hot and sour soup, the ginger's pretty cool because it's actually anti-inflammatory, but also helps with your digestive issues. The protein here are beans and eggs. So we didn't cheat you on this. And that's one of the reasons you'll be able to lose a lot of weight and keep the weight off as well.
Yes.
I'm very happy for it. I'm happy for all you guys.
Thank you.
Go to DrOz.com for the full cleanse plan, all the recipes and printable shopping lists are right there. Take it, use it, and share it. We'll be right back.
Coming up next, we're changing gears. Actress Marilu Henner shares her secrets to staying slim and young for life. The huge turning point that made her rethink her health and wellness.
I felt uncomfortable. I knew I felt uncomfortable in my body.
Her tips for looking and feeling great at any age. Coming up next.
HGTV's Property Brothers, Drew and Jonathan Scott. I actually memorized how to tell them apart. Drew's always in the tie.
I always wear the same shirt as you.
See how to make big health improvements to your home for under $10.
If you maintain your house properly, it costs you only a small maintenance fee as opposed to having to redo something major.
Then, can these dogs detect ovarian cancer?
A 90% accuracy rate is extraordinary.
All new Oz.
That's coming up tomorrow.
Are your floors putting you at risk? The health of your family started changing.
Watery eyes, nosebleeds.
Plus, the Zika virus. Is your bug spray safe and effective? We investigate. That's coming up Thursday on Dr. Oz.
My next guest is one of those rare people who's been able to turn the clock back on aging. I'm amazed for her passion for health and balanced energy. And today, actress Marilu Henner is sharing her secrets to staying slim and young for life. Please welcome my friend, Marilu. I like this move. This little move here.
Oh my gosh. I'm always so happy to see you.
I love seeing you.
And we're cousins, remember? From the Global Family Reunion.
It is true. We are related. I don't know how many generations ago, but
Doesn't
it was
matter.
my good fortune.
Yes, mine too. Absolutely. It's the cheekbones.
And the reason she knows that is she has an incredible memory, as you all know. Remembers everything, period. I'm not going to quiz you, though.
Okay.
I'm going to talk a little bit about what happened just about when you were starting Taxi, of course, that iconic program that you starred in. And there's a picture of you, actually.
Oh, I know.
Isn't that
I
pretty
know.
cool?
Well, that's the Taxi. Oh my gosh, that was the first episode. That was shot. That was shot on July the 14th of 1978. So,
oh my goodness.
First Friday.
But I'm sure. I do want to, since you're remembering that time, there was a major turning point I've read in your life that occurred right around then.
Yes, there was. Well, just to give you a little bit of a backstory, my father had died when I was a senior in high school. I was 17 at the time. He was 52. It was a horrible situation. We were having a huge dancing, we had a dancing school that we had in our backyard in the garage. He ended up having a heart attack during an argument with one of my brothers. It was terrible. He was wiped out in a second, and it was just like a horrendous thing to have happen to a family. Well, I found myself eating my feelings, so I became this stupid teenage yo-yo dieter. I'd go up and down, but I put on a lot of weight. And I was always battling my weight and my health. And then my mother took ill with arthritis because you know when you go through stress and everything else, it's like her body just became full-blown arthritis, a very inflammatory condition. And what happened to my mother is she was teaching dancing in December, went to bed with the flu in January. It was a brutal Chicago winter, so she ended up in the hospital. She had her leg amputated in April.
Oh, no.
And she died in May. And my mother died 2 weeks before I got Taxi, and the only time that I left her bedside was when I went to Los Angeles to audition for the part, and I'd go back and forth,
But you changed your life because of that.
Because I saw what my mother was going through in the hospital, and it seemed like no matter how many things they plugged into her, I mean, she had like these, it was like like a big water cooler bottle of fluid draining from her lungs that was the color of like Hawaiian Punch. It was this orangey color. They had 13 things hooked up to her, and I kept thinking, her body is still trying to rally. I mean, her body is still trying to make sense of this. If she gets out of here and lives, I'm going to do everything I can to learn about the human body and save her life. And if she dies, I'm going to do it for my brothers and sisters and me. So when she passed away, I became this obsessed student of health. And my habits were not good. I could like play around with my weight, but I was not a healthy person. I was drinking practically 2 gallons of Tab a day. I was smoking. I was eating a lot of heavy meats, a lot of processed foods and stuff. And so I decided, because I think people are turkeys or wieners. Right. They either go cold turkey off of something or they wean themselves off of something. So I decided I was going to learn everything I could and change my life, and I made one step at a time.
So I've got some photos. This is a picture of you sort of before you made that change, which I've never seen before, but I think it's pretty compelling. There you are.
Yeah, that was 54 pounds heavier than I am today. So it's a big difference, and that was like I lost a little bit of weight and thought, oh, let's do a photo session. But and here's the thing. Some people, I felt uncomfortable. I knew I felt uncomfortable in my body. I knew it was coming not from, oh, I just love food and this is what I look like. It was coming from emotional things. And I think that the more we do 2 things. We get in touch with why are we maybe overeating? And then if we, as I always say, learn to love the food that loves you, it makes a tremendous amount of difference.
So let's fast forward.
Okay.
You've put the sexy back in sexagenarian, right?
Thank you, yes.
That's what we're all
I'm 63. I tell people my age all the time.
And you can't look any better.
Thank you.
So I want you to come over here. I want you to show people how you did that, all the wisdom that you're accumulating from years for understandable reasons. So you've divided pretty much the foods that you eat in one of 2 categories. Big secret here. And the secret between wet and concentrated foods and telling them apart is critical for folks to understand.
Absolutely. Well, wet food would be like anything that's got kind of a high water content. Because you can't eat a lot of heavy concentrated food, which we'll get into, and then just say, oh, I'm going to drink a lot of water. It doesn't work that way. Your body needs wet foods, things that have so it's fruits and vegetables, salads, soups, things like that. Things that are going to give hydration to your body. And a lot of your diet should be like this because it helps, as I call it, take out the trash. I mean, every day you got to take out the trash. And if you're not eating wet foods with fiber, then what happens is the trash kind of stays there.
Now, concentrated foods aren't all bad. They're just different. So explain what these are.
They're different. Okay, so concentrated foods would be more things. Well, blueberries aren't concentrated.
Those are beans.
Oh, so they were blueberries.
I tricked you.
You tricked me. All right, so it's animal proteins, of course, starches, heavier foods like beans and things. And they should be like your star on the plate. They should be like, and there's maybe only 1 star on that dressing room, on that dressing room door. Have that star in the center of your plate and then build your other foods around it. And the wet foods will help you digest the more concentrated foods. So if you're going to have, pasta, or you're going to have grains, or you're going to have a piece of chicken or whatever, then put the other wet foods around it. Don't have surf and turf. Don't make all of your foods heavily concentrated.
So I want to show you a little video. This is a big issue. It's a secret that Marilu's going to share with us, but it's all relative to something that we are all guilty of. Take a look. Look at that. This is all of you and how you eat.
Right. So see?
The bumblebee.
Yeah.
As fast as you can. These are real viewers who innocently sent these videos to us. Yeah. And we didn't have to do much searching to find out why so many of us are having problems. This gives a whole new meaning to fast food.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you see, look at that. Yeah, and you see parents feeding their kids like this, shoveling the food in. They're probably watching television or online, and the kids are like,
so why do you have to slow down to slim down?
Well, first of all, you slow down to slim down because if you chew your food, it sends a signal to your brain to start the digestive system, to start the digestive juices to help break down the food once it gets there.
In essence, you are supposed to drink your food, not chew it. So when you chew it up enough, it becomes liquefied enough that you're effectively doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to break it down into the little vitamins and everything else.
So digestion, boosts nutrition absorption, less calories, and there's more because it gives you, if you keep doing this the right way, it actually boosts your ability to make more sense out of the food you're eating.
Absolutely, and your brain goes, which, you know what, I'm usually I shovel it down in like 6 bites or something. I'm kind of full. You know, so your brain gets the message as well.
There's a drink that you actually love.
Yes,
that I want folks to think about making, the peppermint tea.
Peppermint tea, it's like one of the easiest things. It's why people sometimes think like, oh, gum is going to give me digestion. Peppermint tea, oh, thank you. After you eat a meal, like, 20 minutes or something after you eat a meal, have some peppermint tea and it's going to help you digest your food as well. And it makes a big difference.
But there's something bigger, guys. When we come back, Marilu has a 5-second makeover for someone in our audience. It's the #1 free thing she says you can do to look slimmer and younger.
Absolutely.
Stay with us. Next, Marilu is sticking around. She says it takes only 5 seconds to make over your entire body, and it doesn't cost a thing. Her #1 anti-aging secret, she says, is better than Botox. We try it out. Coming up next.
HGTV's Property Brothers, Drew and Jonathan Scott. I actually memorized how to tell them apart. Drew's always in the tie.
I always wear the same shirt as you.
See how to make big health improvements to your home for under $10.
If you maintain your house properly, it costs you only a small maintenance fee as opposed to having to redo something major.
Then, can these dogs detect ovarian cancer?
A 90% accuracy rate is extraordinary.
All new Oz.
That's coming up tomorrow.
With actress Marilu Henner, who's cracked the code to staying slim and young for life. Just take a look at her. There's living proof. Now, she says it takes just 5 seconds and costs nothing to make over your entire body. So what is the #1 anti-aging beauty secret?
Okay.
It's got to be free in 5 seconds.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, whenever I give a speech, I always say to my audience, okay, freeze. And everybody freezes, right?
Don't move.
Okay, don't move. And I say, if this were Pompeii and the lava started rolling in, is this how you would want to be remembered for all times? Because most people are like this when they're sitting, right? So I call it, I say, every once in a while throughout your day, just at your computer, you're on the phone, you're watching television, just freeze and do what I call the Pompeii posture check. And what you do is you say, oh, I don't want to be remembered that way, I'm going to do this. What most people don't realize is that your ears should be over your shoulders, and you have to think of your head as a bowling ball on a stack of plates. And if you're like this, that bowling ball's falling. You know what I mean? So you have, just those little cartoon images will help.
So let's take a little survey of our audience. Of course, we can't do it now because look at how perfect they are.
Look at
as erect as they can possibly be.
Shoulders.
So we did something different. We got some paparazzi photos backstage as they were coming into the audience. And Pompeii actually erupted backstage and caught a couple of you. Take a look at this member of our audience.
Oh, yeah.
I think her name is Danielle. Is that right, Danielle?
Danielle, are you here?
That looks like you. I can't quite. Come on over here.
Okay,
come on over here. Let's
Danielle.
talk about that posture here. Now, when you look at that picture, what do you see?
Not good posture. I'm slouching. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, look at your that bowling ball in the stack of
That's awful.
So come over here. Look, I want you just to do this. Look in the mirror.
Okay.
Turn this way sideways. And Marilu, just take her through an exercise so folks can tell what their posture should be.
Absolutely. All right. If you imagine that there's this imaginary line down the center of your body, and I learned from studying macrobiotics and many other disciplines that it's like the bigger the front, the bigger the back. Yes. So your body will constantly be trying to make adjustments. If you're slouched like this, you're going to get this in order to balance it. Or if you're like that, you're going to get, your body, your feet are splayed. That's what's going to happen. And I think that's what happened to you in your picture. Yeah. You're not even aware of it. So if you just constantly think like ears over shoulders, you know what I'm saying? And not where you're like sticking out your rib cage, but you just try to imagine this imaginary plumb line down the center of your body, you are going to be so much better.
Look in the mirror and see if you're happy with that posture.
And it's more confident?
Yes, it's more confident.
All right, now compare that to the picture from before. I'm just going to put it side by side.
Look at that.
So
wow, what a difference. Yeah, and you know, when somebody meets you in a second and six, I think it's 1.6 or 2.6 seconds, they take a snapshot of you. And if you're like this, then that's what they see.
Well, it's even worse. They did a study and they showed that people who carry themselves tall are less likely to get mugged than people who are slouching. It was a big deal.
That is a big deal.
So even if say safe, be the person you want to be.
Yes.
And look in the mirror and confirm it.
Right.
I hope that helps you. Marilu, thank you very, very much.
You.
Makes you feel younger too.
No, it makes a big difference.
All right, everybody. Stand up straight. Pay attention to what Marilu said. Thank you for all the advice. We'll be right back. Next, my personal trainer, Donovan Green, is here to help you tone up one of your biggest body problems, bat wings. He's got the exercises to help tone and tighten the flab under your arms. Easy ways to firm up that skin for good. Coming up next. Whoever said a doctor's visit isn't fun has obviously never been to the Dr. Oz show. Is that right? Make your appointment today. Go to droz.com/tickets and sign up for free tickets.
Are your floors putting you at risk? The health of your family started changing.
Watery eyes, sore throat, nosebleeds.
Nosebleeds. Laminate wood floors. Are they toxic?
Within a day of the flooring being out of the house, all the symptoms were gone.
What you need to know and the safest flooring options for your home. Plus, the Zika virus has us all on high alert. Is your bug spray really safe and effective? We investigate.
That's coming up Thursday on Dr. Oz. So everyone has a flabby body part that's just frustrating. Today, what you can do to tone up that problem area, here to show us is healthbrational leader and my personal trainer and good friend Donovan Green, who's going to help you fix these parts of your body. Let's start today with a part of the body that folks are always complaining about. What do women usually say? Hey, Donovan, fix this thing on me.
The biggest part of the body they complain about is what we call the bat wings. That's the extra flab they get on the back of the arms. It tends to be very uncomfortable. It's like you're saying goodbye twice. we don't want this. So we're going to show them how to tone that area up today.
All right, so we've got two members of our audience who are going to help tone their back wings up with us, Stephanie and Samantha.
Yes.
You guys ready? Yes. Let me see.
Hi.
See those guns?
Yeah, there we go. We can fix that.
Okay.
That's the whole point here. All
yes.
We're here, we're ready.
Okay, so I'm
the
going to
first
walk
exercise to tone up bat wings.
Yeah, we're going to do what's called kickbacks. Okay, we're going to use the dumbbells first. Okay. So let's get those dumbbells. Bend your legs.
You could use
pick
cans.
them up properly. You could use can of beans. You could use water. No excuses, right? So what I want you to do is
excuses.
Stand up,
like
feet about shoulder width apart. Yeah. Push the butt back. Lock your elbows tight to your body. Look straight down. Kick back and flex the back of your arms. Hold it there for a second. Oh. And I want you to feel the burn. Can you feel that muscle tight?
Yes.
Bring it down slow. Kick it back again. So when you're doing this, I want you to really contract, which means to squeeze those muscles in the back of the arms. Try not to round your back out. And what I want you to focus on is exhaling as well. Breathe in and breathe out. As you kick back, you want to exhale. You come in, you want to inhale. Remember, breathing is free. You don't have to pay for that. Kick back and squeeze.
This is harder than it seems for everybody. I'm surprised. You guys doing okay back there?
Yes.
Ladies, how we doing?
Great. Fabulous.
I'm going to step back. I'm going to watch you. I want to see you. Dr. Oz, keep on going for a second. You squeezing that? Give me some more squeeze.
Oh, my goodness. This is...
I love you, right? Squeeze.
A can of beans becomes painful.
We have about 5 more seconds to go here.
How many do you do total?
So what I like to do a lot of time frame, but for people who are just starting, I tell them to go for about 12 reps at a time. But I'm a big fan of time. Time really is the essence of everything.
So how much time would you do it for?
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
And how many times do you do it?
About 4 times a week.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 to 4 times a week is really good, but try to break it up into every other day.
Got it.
Not the same day.
All right,
so now with the second exercise, I like how you keep on going. You want to get rid of those arms, right?
I want to get rid of them.
I know. So when you're putting your weights down, the same as picking them up, bend your legs and put them down slow. Protect your knees and your back. So we're going to go down to the knees now. We're going to go to push-ups. These are locked-in push-ups. So what I want you to focus on is have your elbows internally rotated, which means that your elbows point into the back of the room. Go down to your knees. Dr. Oz, you're off your knees.
Oh, that figures.
Ladies, you're on your knees. Yes. Lower down slow. Push up. Down again. Keep your stomach tight. Push up.
So elbows have to be in the whole time?
Elbows in the whole time. That's the way you're going to hit those triceps. And up.
When does it stop hurting?
It never stops hurting. When you stop.
Oh my.
Let me see where you are. Try to lock the elbow in tight. How you doing over there? You feeling a little struggle, right?
How many times do we do?
Do as many as you can once again for time. 60 seconds in reality. In 60 seconds, you'll be surprised of how many reps you can actually do, which is 20, maybe 15, maybe 30, depending on who you are. Let's go for 5 more seconds. Ladies, how we doing?
And is this 4 times a week also?
Did it again?
4 times a week also?
At least 4 times a week, correct. And relax. Take your time and relax. Breathe.
And this will really work to get rid of the bat wings?
Absolutely. This is my 2 favorite exercises. And what makes these exercises so great is they're very simple and you can do them anytime, anywhere. No gym, no problem. Right? You can do this anytime, anywhere.
That's why he always calls it the no excuses workout. In fact, he's got the no excuses bat wing workout. Exclusive on DrOz.com. Check it out. Diamond Green.
Exactly.
We'll be right back.
Next, we're switching things up. You order your salad dressing on the side because you think you'll eat less of it? We're investigating the most popular diet shortcuts to see how well they really work. Find out if this common habit is really saving you calories. Next.
HGTV's Property Brothers, Drew and Jonathan Scott.
I actually memorized how to tell them apart. Drew's always in the tie.
I always wear the same shirt as you.
See how to make big health improvements to your home for under $10.
If you maintain your house properly, it costs you only a small maintenance fee as opposed to having to redo something major.
Then, can these dogs detect ovarian cancer?
A 90% accuracy rate is extraordinary.
All new Oz.
That's coming up tomorrow.
We are back, and now it's time to investigate the most popular diet shortcuts you all know and love to see how well they really work. We're going to start with one of the most popular shortcuts, ordering dressing on the side. Now, I asked you earlier, how many of you thought that was a good idea to get the dressing on the side? Let me see your hands if you think it's a good idea to get dressing on the side. Most folks think it's a good idea because you're diligent. So I asked my go-to tester, who tells the truth all the time, Renatha, to go out and test it. You had no idea why my staff was watching you.
No, I was weird too. I'm like, okay, you just want to watch me eat salad? All right, I'll do that. Sure.
You look a little uncomfortable there. There you are trying to figure, why are these people filming me?
Yeah.
Put a little dressing on it.
I'm cute though. Yeah.
You are cute, yes, for sure.
So I put a little dressing on.
And how about what was left behind in that ramekin? Did you finish the rest of that off too?
Yeah, I finished the rest of it. I put more dressing on. Yeah.
All right. So you went through the little cup that was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Well, my med unit actually went on an investigative trip, and they talked to the 5 big restaurants they can get access to. And what they asked them was very simple. How much dressing do they typically mix into a chicken Caesar salad in the kitchen? If someone orders it regular. And how much dressing do they give you on the side if that's how you actually order it? Right? That's the game.
Okay.
Now, the jig's up. You know what we're looking at. We're actually trying to figure out whether or not you're using everything that was on the side there,
Okay.
all that salad dressing. You want to know the results?
Yeah, tell me.
All right, come on over here. All right, so normal Caesar salad that's dressed, right? If you order it in a restaurant, what those folks do is put in 4 tablespoons. That's about 300 calories, right? But if you put this dressing on the side, which is what they did for you, guess what? It's 8 tablespoons.
Really?
Right? 600 calories.
And I had the whole thing. I put the whole thing on there, Dr. Oz.
Yeah, I heard that the first time. I thought that was the case. I was sort of watching you go through that.
I mean, you know, I needed to make sure my salad was dressed.
Of course. You don't want to undress. Who wants a naked salad?
Right.
But this is the crazy thing. You know, most folks, in this smart audience, most folks think getting it on the side's wiser because you can titrate in little bits, just dole it out when you need it. We all do the same thing. We go right through that whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's actually twice as much as what they would have normally given you.
I didn't think so. I really didn't think so. I thought they put more if you added on the salad versus then you put in that little ramekin because the little ramekin looks really small. It really does. So you don't think it's that much.
You can barely see it.
Right, exactly. So you just pour it on there, you think you're, using less, but you're not.
Yeah.
Clearly, because you just told me, right?
A little thimble size of dressing. What Danny's gonna do? So from now on, everybody, and Renatha, you're gonna do this as well. You're gonna order a lightly dressed salad. So you have even less than this, and that's where most of the calories are, right? It's basically a conveyor belt, the salad for the dressing. You don't want to have that.
Right.
So I got one more test question for you. Ready? Okay. Up next, we're going to study whether or not blotting the top of your pizza really saves you fat and calories.
Okay. All right.
You have a vote? You're not sure? You think about it over the break.
Yeah.
When we come back, our investigation continues into the most popular diet shortcuts. We'll be right back.
HGTV's Property Brothers, Drew and Jonathan Scott.
I actually memorized how to tell them apart. Drew's always in the tie.
See how to make big health improvements to your home for under $10.
Maintain your house properly. You don't want to have to redo something major.
All new Oz.
That's coming up tomorrow.
Are your floors putting you at risk?
The health of your family started changing.
Watery eyes, nosebleeds.
Laminate wood floors. Are they toxic? Plus, the Zika virus has us all on high alert. Is your bug spray really safe and effective? We investigate.
That's coming up Thursday on Dr. Oz.
HGTV's Property Brothers, Drew and Jonathan Scott.
I actually memorized how to tell them apart. Drew's always in the tie.
I always wear the same shirt as you.
See how to make big health improvements to your home for under $10.
If you maintain your house properly, it costs you only a small maintenance fee as opposed to having to redo something major.
Then, can these dogs detect ovarian cancer?
A 90% accuracy rate is extraordinary.
All new Oz.
That's coming up tomorrow.
Investigating the most popular diet shortcuts, and now something I know many of you do in an attempt to eat healthier. When it comes to eating pizza, you question whether you should blot it or not. So I wanted to investigate further. Renata, have you had any personal experience blotting pizza?
I mean, I heard of it. Yeah, I heard of blotting the pizza.
Renata, I know you've tried this. I'm sure you have.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I tried it a little bit. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So I've got a scale here.
Yeah.
Let's put it on 0 there.
All right.
I hope.
Is it? I'm sorry.
Let's just see.
I can't bend over too much on my.
There we are.
Okay.
Okay, we got our scale on 0.
Yep.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, your normal pizza that you just ordered, still warm by the way. Looks so good.
I get to have that after?
Yep. It's 141 grams.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So all you've got to do is take this pizza off and go ahead and start blotting it.
All right.
And show us how you'd blot it normally.
Okay, now, this is what you gotta do. You see this? You gotta put it all up on here. Boom.
Well, how do you know how to do it if you've never done it before?
Well, I'm just using context clues, okay? It's big enough. So I'm gonna do that. That's one cheese and crackers. Look at that.
Cheese and crackers.
Look. All right, gotta get it good. You gotta go to work on Myra's feet, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna get it
now,
good.
the moment of truth. Are you happy with the amount of oil you're taking?
Wait a
Up?
minute,
There's a little extra left behind.
Gotta get that corner.
All right.
Okay.
Now, all the marbles rest on this question.
Wait a minute,
What?
right
Oh,
there.
gosh.
Look. I gotta make sure. Look now. Come on. I see a little bit more, but since we run out of time.
It's like the Sahara Desert in there.
All
There's
right,
nothing
look
left.
at my hands. Cheese and crackers.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's put it on
It
here.
was 147, right?
It was 141, and it's 135. 6 grams less. 9 calories per gram. That's 54 calories less in your pizza, which goes from being a 300-calorie pizza to one that's less than 250 calories, which I think is a pretty good trade.
It's a pretty good trade.
Are you happy about that?
The grease is going. I'm happy. Yeah.
Whatever. Renata's happy. I'm happy.
Now you greasy.
I like being greasy. Listen, you can feel good about blotting your pizza from now on. You actually are losing some fat. Don't forget to check out my insider's guide to the healthiest pizza on DrOz.com. There it is. Send it to your friends. That's how you're going to be ordering your pizza from now on. That way you'll be happy and healthy. Because remember, it all starts at home.